You are going to love this lesson because today you're going to learn the 20 most common idioms in English. And using these idioms will help you sound like a native speaker. Welcome back to JForrest English. Of course, I'm Jennifer. Now let's get started. Number 1, to break a leg. Do you know this one? What if I said to you, break a leg? Do you know what that means? I'm saying good luck. And we generally use this when someone is about to perform in an exam or a presentation, a job interview, or within the theatrical world if you're an actor. So I might say, you're going to do great on your presentation, break a leg. Good luck. And you can simply use those 3 words, break a leg.
Break a leg. Break a leg.
Don't worry about writing these down because I summarize everything in a free lesson PDF and you can find the link in the description. Number 2, to spill the beans. Oh, this means to reveal a secret. So you tell your friend about this surprise party you're planning for another friend, but then she spills the beans. She tells that friend, hey, we're planning you a surprise party. You can say, I can't believe you spilled the beans about the surprise party. So what about you? Can I trust you with a secret? I'm going to tell you a secret, but first you have to promise to not spill the beans. So put in the comments, I won't spill the beans, I won't spill the beans, and then I'll reveal my secret.
Spill the beans.
Spill the beans.
Number 3, to hit the hay. Well, I'm gonna hit the hay. Do you know what this means? It means I'm going to bed. I'm going to sleep. So you might tell your family, I have an early meeting tomorrow, so I'm going to hit the hay. Now you can also use sack. Hit the hay, hit the sack. They mean exactly the same thing.
Let's hit the hay.
Well, I'll hit the hay.
Number 4, to bite the bullet. This is when you face a difficult situation with courage. So let's say you made a mistake at work. That's a difficult situation, but you're going to face it. So you're going to walk into your boss's office and you're going to say, I made a mistake. So you could tell your coworker, I have to bite the bullet and tell my boss about the mistake. We bite the bullet.
Guess it's time to bite the bullet.
Number 5, to hit the jackpot. I hope this happens to you. This is when you experience a significant success or gain. You could say winning the contract felt like hitting the jackpot for our company. So maybe the contract was for a very large amount or it was with a really prestigious client. So it was a big success, a significant success.
We hit the jackpot.
Number 6, to catch someone's eye. This means to attract someone's attention or simply be noticed. Her impressive presentation caught the CEO's eye. So notice that possessive. Catch someone's eye, the CEO's eye. So it's possessive. How about this one? His resume caught the hiring manager's eye. So notice the possessive is after the S because there's more than one hiring manager. The hiring managers, it's plural. So you add the possessive after for a plural. So it belongs to the hiring managers. But notice I is always singular. We don't add the S to I.
Pick whatever catches your eye.
Are you enjoying this lesson? If you are, then I want to tell you about the Finally Fluent Academy. This is my premium training program where we study native English speakers from TV, the movies, YouTube, and the news so you can improve your listening skills of fast English, expand your vocabulary with natural expressions, and learn advanced grammar easily. Plus, you'll have me as your personal coach. You can look in the description for the link to learn more, or you can go to my website and click on Finally Fluent Academy. Now let's continue with our lesson. Number 8, to hit the nail on the head. This is when you describe precisely exactly what is causing a problem or situation.
Hit the nail on the head.
To give you a compliment, I could say you really hit the nail on the head with your analysis. But I could reverse that and say your analysis of the situation really hit the nail on the head. Both of them are correct and have the same meaning.
You hit the nail on the head.
Number 9, to burn bridges. You don't want to do this. This is when you damage relationships or you close off opportunities. And most people do this when they end a relationship. In a business context, this would be when you quit, when you end your professional relationship with the company. But you should never burn bridges when you quit, because if you damage that relationship by quitting in an outrageous way, in an unprofessional way, well then you can't use that employer as a reference. And you never know when you might need that employer again in the future, or when you might even work for that employer again in the future. So you don't want to burn bridges.
Burned all my bridges.
And burn that bridge? No.
Number 10, to jump on the bandwagon. This is a fun one. This is when you adopt a popular activity or trend. In the YouTube world, a popular trend is YouTube Shorts. Now, after a year of not making YouTube Shorts, I decided to jump on the bandwagon. I decided to make YouTube Shorts because they're popular and they're trendy.
Every studio is jumping on the bandwagon.
I wish I had bit the bullet. Remember this one? Bit, that is the past. This is the past perfect. I wish I had bit the bullet sooner. Number 11, to be in the same boat, one of the most common idioms. This is when you face the same challenges or are in a similar situation, the same boat. Julio is nervous about public speaking. Kezia is nervous about public speaking. They're in the same boat when it comes to public speaking.
We're in the same boat.
Looks like we're in the same boat.
Spick and span. I love this one. This means neat, tidy, and clean. I always keep my office spick and span. How about your office? You can use this for anything, an entire room, or maybe even just a desk. She always keeps her desk spick and span.
Spick and span.
I want them spick and span.
Number 13, to cost an arm and a leg. This means to be very expensive. So there's a problem with your car. You could say, ugh, getting my car repaired is going to cost an arm and a leg. It's going to be very expensive.
Air conditioners cost an arm and a leg.
And it won't cost you an arm and a leg.
You could also say cost a pretty penny, which is our next idiom, number 14, and it means exactly the same thing, very expensive. So the same example as before, but now you can say getting my car repaired is going to cost a pretty penny. You can use either one.
Because it cost a pretty penny.
It cost me a pretty penny today.
How about number 15? Dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. This means very cheap, very inexpensive. So let's say I see my best friend with this new designer handbag. I can say, wow, that Gucci handbag must have cost an arm and a leg, or must have cost a pretty penny. But then she can say, actually, it was dirt cheap. So I could say, really? How? And that's our next idiom, number 16, a knockoff. Do you know what a knockoff is? This is a copy or imitation of a product. So my friend does not have a real Gucci handbag. It's a knockoff. So when you buy a Rolex, make sure it's not a knockoff.
It's just a cheap knockoff.
Number 17, to hit the road. I love this one. I use it a lot. This is when you begin a journey or simply leave a place. So to begin a journey, you can say, I'm packed, let's hit the road. Let's begin our journey. Or you could say, oh, it's getting late, let's hit the road.
Yes, hit the road.
Let's hit the road.
Number 18, to break a sweat. This is when you exert physical effort. So at the gym, if you run really fast, you're going to break a sweat, which means you begin sweating. To break a sweat, but it could also be when you work really hard, you could break a sweat. But we also use this in the negative. Oh, this lesson was too easy, Jennifer. I didn't even break a sweat. Well, I'll have to make the next one harder for you. Number 19, to be under the weather, a must-know idiom. This simply means to be or feel sick. So you might send a message to your team and say, I'm going to work from home today. I'm a little under the weather and I don't want to get anyone sick.
Well, they're under the weather.
And finally, number 20, to call it a day. This is when you decide to stop working on something. Well, this is the 20th idiom, so let's call it a day. I'm going to stop working on this video. I'm going to end the video, and you can stop as well. Well, in just a few minutes. Now notice the expression uses day. Let's call it a day. If it were 8 o'clock at night, you could say, well, it's 8, so let's call it a day, or let's call it a night. So at night, you can choose to use night, but you can also still use day. So you can just use day for all situations.
Call it a day.
We're gonna call it a day.
Now you have 20 of the most common idioms in your speech. There are hundreds of idioms in English. Do you want me to teach you more? If you do, put more idioms, more idioms, more idioms in the comments, and I'll bite the bullet and make another lesson for you. Now, before we call it a day, make sure you like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new lesson. And today you've hit the jackpot because I also have this free speaking guide where I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. It doesn't cost an arm and a leg. It's dirt cheap. It's free. You can click here to download it or look for the link in the description. Now, before you hit the hay, if you haven't broken a sweat yet, why don't you watch this lesson on common phrasal verbs, because native speakers love using phrasal verbs. You can watch it right now.